All right, this lesson is going to be a follow-up lesson to section 9.3. Many of us kind of struggled with that lesson, so I'm going to do another lesson that fits really well in between 9.3 and 9.4. So for this activity, you're going to need a piece of paper, and we're going to go through 6 different pages. We're going to find the area of 6 different shapes. So the first one is a cube, but I mean, usually we think of cubes like this, which will be our next lesson. But what I have here is a cube that's been all unfolded. So this is what's called a net, and it's a good tool if we're going to visualize a cube's shape in order to find its surface area. So surface area is the area of all of the faces added up. So if we have a box, here's my lunch box. Surface area of my lunch box is this side plus the top plus the other side. And then there's that same as the first one on the front. The bottom and the top are the same. And then this side and this side were the same. So when we have 6 total sides on cubes and on rectangular prisms, so we're going to have 6 different areas to add up. So we're going to start with this cube. A cube has 6 squares. If I had some dice with me, I could show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know that. So there's 6 sides. Let's say that one side is 3 inches. Well, then we'd also know that this is 3 inches. And we know that this is 3 inches, and all these are 3 inches. They're all 3 inches by 3 inches. The area of any parallelogram is just base times height. These are parallelograms because this side is parallel with this side, and this side is, that's a bad example, the top is parallel with the bottom. So area is base times height, and in this case, it's just 3 times 3. So the area of each square is 9. So we're going to have a 9. This one's 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 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 9s. 9 times 6 is 54. We need to label inches squared. So what I want you to do is have this on your paper, including a picture of your cube. Make it look neat. Make sure they look like squares, because if they look like rectangles that are longer, then it's not really a good picture. So if you don't have this, you're going to need to pause it. I'm moving on to the next one. Nope, that's not going to work. File open. Rectangular prism. We learned what a rectangular prism is all the way back in kindergarten. Rectangular prism is like my lunchbox. My lunchbox has a top and a bottom. So this might be the top and the bottom. This might be the front and the back. Remember, those are the same area. And this might be the left side, and this might be the right side. Those are the same area as well. So we're really only going to have to calculate 3 different rectangles, because the others are just based off, they're equal. So the front and the back are going to be equal. So let's think about some measurements here. Let's make this 12 and this, how about 12 centimeters and by 3 centimeters. And we'll say, well, if this is going to fold, then this also has to be 3 centimeters. And we'll make this 6 centimeters. And that's all we need to know. In fact, I didn't even need this one, because if these are going to fold together, well, this point is going to fold and touch this point. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. But this would also be 3 centimeters. And on your homework, I give you enough information to where it looks good, and you'll know that, like, I know this top is 6 centimeters, so I know this bottom one down here is also 6 centimeters. I know that this and this are the same. These are both 3. So let's do this rectangle, this first one, the bottom. That's going to be, any parallelogram is base times height. So the bottom is going to be 12 times 3. That's 36. So let's label that 36. This is also going to be 36. Let's do the left side. That's going to be base times height. That's 3 times 6. Now, some of you might have been like, no, the base is 6, the height is 3. It doesn't really matter. Commutative property of multiplication says we can switch these. So that's 18. The left is 18. The right is also 18. Now we have this big one to do, and its height it's measured over here. Its height is 12. It's given to us way over here, and its base is 6. It's given to us way up here. So that's area equals base times height equals 6 times 12 equals 72. So that's a 72 and a 72. Now, a couple ways we can do this. We can stack all these and add them up, or we could do 3 of them and then do times 2. Let's just add them all up. So I have 72. Cross that off. I've got 36. Cross that off. Remember, it's a rectangular prism. We should have 6 total. I have another 72, a 36, an 18, and an 18. Now, I would really recommend using a calculator when you add these, because there's a lot of numbers to make mistakes out of. But I'm going to not use a calculator. I know 8 and 2 makes a 10. 8 and 2 makes another 10. So it's 20. And then 12 makes 32. So 2, 3. There's 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I get 252. So the area, surface area is what we'll call it. Well, no, we won't, because we're not quite there yet. Area equals 252. I need a label. Earlier I said this is centimeters, and it's squared, because we're counting how many little square centimeters fit in here. If this one was 3, and it goes up by 12, there'd be 36 of them here. So square centimeters. Next one is going to be a triangular pyramid. Nope, we'll do a square pyramid next. Nope, don't save. Square pyramid. This one's a little different. We've got 2 different kinds of shapes here. Let's say this is 4 inches, and our height of our triangle is 3 inches. All right, so we're going to have a square, which is in the middle, and we're going to have 4 triangles. In a square pyramid, all those triangles are equal to each other. So we're going to, whatever we get for one triangle, it's going to be the same for all 4 of them. So let's do the square first. Area equals base times height. 4 times 4, 16 inches squared for the square. This is 16. Now let's do the triangle. Area equals 1/2 base times height. The triangle formula, we do cut that in half. So area equals 1/2. The base is listed here at 4. The height is 3. I know half of 4 is 2. So 2 times 3 is 6 inches squared. Now remember, we have 4 triangles. So this one's 6, 6, 6, 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So we're going to do 24. And remember to add our square. That's going to be 10. That's going to be 4. So 40 inches squared is our final area of our square pyramid. It has a square and 4 triangles. Find out what the square is. Find out what one triangle is. And then add all 4 of them together. And then add everything together. 5 total shapes. Next one we're going to do is a triangular pyramid. So a square pyramid has a base of a square. What it looks like is a square with 4 faces on 4 triangle faces. The next one's it's going to have a triangle on the bottom. So let's see, triangular pyramid. Don't save. We'll do the one on the left, and then I'm going to do this one on the right. This one on the right's kind of interesting. It's like a perfect triangle, 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 triangle. All 4 triangles are the same size. But let's do the one on the right first. So let's say this is 3 inches, and the height is 8 inches. So here, we're also going to need to know this height of this triangle. So we'll say that's also, we'll call it 3 inches. I don't know if it's exact. In fact, it's not, because it would have to be smaller than that 3. Let's call it 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches. That's that height of the inside triangle. So we're going to have 3 triangles and base triangle. So 3 triangles, area equals 1/2 base times height, area equals 1/2. The base is 3, the height is 8. Half of it is 4. 4 times 3, area equals 12 inches squared. And we have 1, 2, 3. So this one's 12, this one's 12, this one's 12. So this will be 36 inches squared. Now let's do the base triangle. I've got area equals 1/2 times 3 times 2.5. Well, I know half of 3 is 1.5. So now I need to do 1.5 times 2.5. Probably would use a calculator, but I'll do it here instead. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 plus 2 is 7. Add that 0 because we're now in the tens place. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we get 375. 1 time, 2 time. Remember, if we're multiplying decimals, we got to count how many times we move our decimal. It is 2 times. So 1, 2 plus 3.75. So we're going to do 36 plus 3.75. So that's going to be 39. I'll put my big answer here. 0.75 inches squared. Now over here, if we have a triangular pyramid which has all 4 equal triangles, well, all you need to know, let's say this is 4 inches, and we'll call that 3 inches. All you'd need to know is one of them, and then that would be 6, 6, 6, 6, total 24 inches squared. I think that the ones I gave you on your homework are all like this, equilateral. So you only need to figure out one triangle and then multiply it by 4, because there are 4 of them. We've got, I think, 2 more. We're going to do a triangular prism. I think I accidentally skipped that one earlier. And then we have a cylinder, it'll be our last one. So triangular prism, what this looks like is, don't have them here. So it would be a triangle that extends back like that. It'd be like this dotted line here. So it's a triangle on the base that's repeated over and over and over and over again until it gets to the end. So we're going to need some measurements, but let's look at what shapes we have. We're going to have 3 different rectangles, and then we're going to have a triangle. So this one, the rectangles kind of look like they're the same size, but I'm going to make them a little bit different. We're going to make this one 5 inches, this one's 6 inches, and this one will be 7 inches. And then we also need the height of our triangle. We'll call that 4 inches. So we're going to have rectangle 1, rectangle 2, and rectangle 3. And I'm going to do my work inside this rectangle. We've got area equals base times height, area equals base times height, area equals base times height. And I didn't give you a base yet. Let's make this 10 inches. So it'll be 10 times 7 equals 70. On this one, we'll have 10 times 6, so that'll be 60. For this one, will be 10 times 5, so that'll be 50. We need to do our 2 triangles. So area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base times the height. So base times height, again, you just cut it in half. So the base is 6, and the height is 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And if we cut 24 in half, we get 12. So this triangle is 12, and this triangle is 12 as well. So we have a 50, a 60, a 70, a 12, and a 12. 50, 60, 70, 12, 12. 2 plus 2 plus a bunch of zeros is 4. That's 11 plus 7 is 18, 19, 20. So we get 204 inches squared. I would really recommend, if we're doing these nets, to draw these on your paper and then write their areas inside them so you don't forget any. Next one, it's our last one. Going to be a cylinder. Cylinders are kind of unique. They have a circle on the top, circle on the bottom. It's kind of like a pop can or bottle of water, maybe, kind of. And if you unwrap the outside, it's going to make a big rectangle. So we'll say this is 5 inches tall, and its radius equals, if that's 5, let's call it 3 inches. So let's do the circles first. Area of a circle is pi times the radius to the second power, or pi times the radius times the radius. So it's going to be pi times 3 times 3. So let's do, for pi, let's just do 3.14. I'll do my work over here. 3.14. 3 times 3 is 9, so I'm going to multiply by 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 plus 3, 10, 11, 12, 27, 28. We get 28, move our decimal over 2 times 28.26. So this is 28.26, which means this is 28.26. Now we need to figure out the base of this rectangle. Now I was pretty nice on our homework, and I just gave you that base. I told you how long this was, but let's check this out. If this rectangle is going to wrap around this square, like so, well, the length of this base of this rectangle is, it's been about a week, is equal to the circumference of this circle. Circumference is pi times diameter. Now, what we need to do is 3.14 times the diameter is all the way across. If the radius is 3, we need to add another 3. So that'll be times 6. So now we're going to do 3.14 times 6 to get this base, because we don't even know that base yet. If I'm going to do this rectangle, I need to do base times height, but I don't have the base yet. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 plus 2, 7, 8. And that'll be 18. 18.84, because I'm moving my decimal twice. That is the distance of our base. So now we can do our rectangle. I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to erase a little bit of this so I can fit it in. So we're going to do 18.84 times the height, because area is base times height of the rectangle. 4 times 5 is 20. 42, 44, 9, decimal over twice. So the area of this rectangle is 94.20. Now let's add all 3 of these together. 94.20 plus 28.26 plus 28.26. 6 plus 6 is 12. 6 plus 1 is 7. Decimal point. When we're adding decimals, it does just go straight down. 16 plus 4 is 20. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 150.72 inches squared. Now, most of that one was a little bit crazy, and I do just give you this number. So as long as you're doing pi times the radius for your circle, pi times the radius for your circle, and base times height for your rectangle, add 3 shapes together to get the surface area of a cylinder. That's all I've got. So along with this, there's going to be a Google form, and then we're going to look at 3D shapes next.